Hello, if you are watching this video, then that means you are interested or curious about a flipped classroom and what is a flipped classroom. And so I want to give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect in this course that you are signed up to take. And what I've decided to do is to, of course, make best use of your time, give you an experience that will give you the experience as a student would have. And so what I've decided to do is to flip this professional development. And so what I am going to do is going to send you everything that I would present in a conference setting or in a class setting. I'm going to send to you ahead of time, because a lot of what I'll be sending you will be videos for us to learn about what is a flipped classroom, and in essence to see what it is to have a flipped classroom. I want us to flip this development. This is my first professional development that I've ever done, so I thought I'd do something a little crazy and different. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you an email, a Google Doc, that will have basically the professional development broken up into 3 segments. Those 3 segments, segment 1 will be basically what is a flipped classroom. It defines what is a flipped classroom. And what I'll do is I'll give you a video, there will be an article, and then part 3 of segment 1 will be for you to do a little research on your own. There are thousands of ideas and examples of a flipped classroom, and I want you to look at it. And I've put a spreadsheet on there for you to link, copy and paste a link of a video that you found that you thought was interesting about a flipped classroom. And so segment 1 is basically just finding out what is it, what's the basics of a flipped classroom. Segment 2 is what does it look like, and with a flipped classroom, being able to tell what does it look like, or what might it look like in my classroom. And so basically the same thing, some videos, some other there's actually one video that's pretty funny, and some of these videos may not be elementary level, there may be middle school and high school, and with these levels it's I want you to see how can you put it in your classroom. Although it's a middle school or high school level, it might be something that you might think might not fit in your classroom, but I want you just to basically see how these teachers have experimented with a flipped classroom. And then segment 3 is looking at different resources for doing a flipped classroom. Like right now, a resource I'm using is iMovie, and with this iMovie I'll upload to YouTube, and you're going to watch this video. And so that's one resource, but there's so many other resources. And the best thing, or a good thing about flipped classroom, is that there's not just one way to do it. There's many ways to do this. And so step 3, I'm going to give you a list of resources to experiment, to explore with, to see what do you think works and what works best for you and for your classroom. And what's going to happen when you come to the class, you will have a lot of background information, you have a lot of background knowledge, and with that you're going to answer the 3 questions, because each segment has a question title. What is a flipped classroom? What does it look like? What are some resources I can use? And so for the first 30 minutes of our professional development class, you will be answering those questions. Small group, sharing with each other, and then sharing with the class what you found. And then the last hour and a half, since there's a project component of this course, is you working on your project. And so when you come to class that day, you're going to have all this background knowledge of what is a flipped classroom, but I also want you to bring all the resources that you need to create a lesson or several lessons, and it depends on however many lessons you want to. I want you to have at least one that you can take right back to your classroom, something that you can use. And personally, what I think about what's good about this is that doing this project in class instead of on your own, you have others in your grade level, other teachers who have been able to see other sources, and so you're able to collaborate with each other and see what everybody else is doing. You also have your instructor right there, just like your students will have you as a teacher when they're working on a project. And so what a flipped classroom is, to go ahead and define it for you, is flipping the idea of you doing a lecture at school, sending kids home with homework. What's actually happening is you're sending the homework, which is your lecture, what they're watching before, and then when they come to school, they're doing their homework. So be thinking about, after you view all 3 segments and be able to answer those questions, be thinking about what can you bring to that class, and so that you can work and create some lessons for flipping your classroom. So I'll see you in class, and hopefully you'll enjoy these segments and these videos that I'm sending you.